Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel IntelliCloud. In previous sessions, we discussed about what are the different types of integration runtimes in Azure Data Factory and how we can create and use Azure integration runtime to copy data from source to sink. In this video, I am going to explain about how we can install self-hosted integration runtime, how to configure to copy data from public cloud source to private SQL Server database. The agenda of today's session is what is self-hosted integration runtime. So demo of how we can install and configure this self-hosted integration runtime, copy data from cloud to private network. So what is self-hosted integration runtime? A self-hosted integration runtime uses the infrastructure and hardware managed by you. You means us. So we need to take care of all the installations, maintenance, patching and scaling. But we need to pay the time we use it through Azure Data Factory. So as we are using this Azure Data Factory, so we need to pay whatever the time we use using this cloud. A self-hosted integration runtime can access resources in both public and private network. By using self-hosted integration runtime, we can use or we can access resources in both public and private network. But in case of Azure integration runtime, we use only to access the resources which are in public network only. A self-hosted integration runtime works like a gateway. We need to install integration runtime on a machine inside the private network. So wherever we want to communicate through a private network, so we need to install this integration runtime on that machine, and then it can communicate with the Azure Data Factory. Self-hosted integration runtime we use to copy data from public network to public network, private network to public network, and also to execute some activities in both private networks. Okay, let's see the demo. Log into ADF Azure portal. Select Azure Data Factory. Click on Continue. So in order to create a integration runtime, go to Manage. Click on Integration Runtimes. Click on New. Click on Azure and Self-Hosted. Continue. Select Self-Hosted and Continue. Provide the name for Self-Hosted Integration Runtime. So here we have two parts to create this integration self-hosted integration runtime. One is create integration runtime in Azure Data Factory and download the installation file, and we have to install this integration runtime on our computer in a private network. Other part is like Azure Data Factory can connect to the SQL Server in the private network itself. So first create a integration runtime. Say my integration runtime. Type is self-hosted and create. Successfully created. So here two steps. One is express setup and another one is manual setup. Express setup means if you click on here, it automatically set up this integration runtime to connect to our private network automatically. So if you choose option 2 like manual setup, we need to download the installation files and follow the steps to install and configure this self-hosted integration runtime. So for this we need to keep these security keys and click on download and install integration runtime. Click on download latest version 5.11. Select and next. Integration runtime file has been successfully downloaded. So double click on the integration file and follow the steps to install this integration runtime. Click on next, accept, next, install. Successfully install the integration runtime. Click on finish. So after installation, configure using one of the key which we noted in the previous step when creating self-hosted integration runtime. Paste and register. Our self-hosted integration runtime is successfully registered with private network. So this is the default name it is given. So we can change this integration runtime name to as per our requirement. I am changing to my self-hosted IR. Okay, click on finish. So the integration runtime has been successfully registered. Okay, so launch configuration manager. So this is self-hosted integration runtime details. So after that, go to Azure Data Factory and integration runtime. Select self-hosted integration runtime which we created in the previous step and click on nodes. See, this is our integration runtime which we installed and this is the node name and this is currently up and running. If we see the self-hosted integration runtime, we have a button called monitor. If you click on monitor, it will give the more details like available memory, CPU utilization, etc. Alright, so we have created self-hosted integration runtime, and the self-hosted integration runtime is up and running. Now create a linked service to connect to our local SQL server database using newly created self-hosted integration runtime. So to create linked service, go to manage, under connections, click on linked services, click on new, select SQL server, continue, provide the name, select the newly created self-hosted integration runtime. So select my integration runtime, server name. So this is hosted in a local machine. Give it as host. Database name. Let's connect to local SQL server and see what is the database name. Connected to local database server. So go to databases. So yeah, we have a database called IntelliCloud. Copy the database name. Go to our Azure Data Factory portal and provide the database name. And authentication type is SQL server and the default username, and provide the password. Click on create. If you want to test the connection, click on test connection. So successfully created. Now go to pipelines in order, create a new dataset, create new dataset. This is SQL server dataset, and dataset name is self-hosted, and the linked service is connect to SQL server is the linked service, and tables are loading from the database in local server. So as of now there are no database table. Let's create a table in local database. So this is the script to create a table in local database, and select the table and click on execute. So table has been successfully created. This is a table. No records in this table. So go to Azure Data Factory portal and refresh it. See employee from connection store. Click on OK. So this is newly created dataset and the table is loading. We can preview the data. So currently there is no data in the table. Now create a pipeline to copy data from blob storage to our local SQL server table using self-hosted integration runtime. So in order to copy data from this blob storage to our private network, create one pipeline. Go to pipeline, click on new pipeline. Okay, name it as self-hosted IR pipeline. Take copy data activity. Name this as blob to local server. Source, select the source. What is the source? Our source data set is employee data set, and if you click on preview data, we can see data from the click on sync. So our sync is local database. So this is self-hosted data set which we created in previous step. Mapping, import schemas. So it imports schemas from both source and sync. So we have extra column, delete that extra column which is in sync database. So we don't have mapping column in source, so just delete that one. Okay, validate all. So there is no validation errors. Publish. So here we have created self-hosted dataset to connect to our local database, and also we created new pipeline. So click on publish, publishing the newly created data factory. Publish it successfully. Let's trigger this Azure Data Factory. Previous session, we learned about how to trigger Azure Data Factory in multiple ways, either in manual trigger or automated trigger. I am triggering through manual by clicking trigger now. Click on OK. To monitor this status, go to monitor tab. Click on self-hosted pipeline. This is in progress. Refresh it. This is succeed. Let's see the data is copied or not into local server. Go to local database, execute the query. See, the data has been successfully copied from blob storage to local server using self-hosted integration service. This is how we need to create a self-hosted integration runtime and create linked service using self-hosted integration runtime and copy data from blob storage to local SQL server database. So in the next session, we will see how we can execute SSIS package using Azure SSIS integration runtime. That's all from this session. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel and also share with your friends. Thank you.